Welcome to your Barbados Today Evening News Update for Thursday, October 17. Thanks for joining us. I am Fernella Wedderburn. Yet another plea from the head of the Barbados Road Safety Association for breathalyzer testing to be enforced. Charmaine Roland Bowen's plea comes on the heels of numerous road accidents in recent days, though she was quick to point out that all accidents were not as a result of drink driving. She questioned the delay in implementing the testing, which was made law back in 2017.
Why isn't this done? As a deterrent, the breathalyzer need to be. I don't want this to go from one filing cabinet to another filing cabinet. It was in one filing cabinet for too long, and now it is in another one. These things are not fair to the traveling public. And next month is Road Safety Month, and we are begging, and the following month is the Christmas season. We are begging, please, Mr. Commissioner, do whatever you can within your responsibility or your ability to get these breathalyzers up and running.
So far for the year, the country has recorded 8 road fatalities. A former senior police officer has found himself on the wrong side of the law and is now to face the District A Magistrates Court tomorrow, charged with possession of 100 rounds of ammunition without a valid license to do so. He is a 72-year-old Ashford Alphabet Jones of Goodland Christchurch. According to a release from the Royal Barbados Police Force, officers from the Anti-Gun and Gangs Unit arrested Jones on Sunday, October 13 in a motor car along Rosettes Main Road, St. Michael. A search was conducted of the vehicle and the rounds of .40 caliber ammunition were found. The University of the West Indies is now ranked among the top 4% of universities globally. Not only that, UWI also maintained its position as the university of choice in the Caribbean. Vice-Chancellor Professor Sir Hilary Beckles revealed the rankings, which he described as phenomenal, at a media conference this morning.
We have maintained our position as the #1 ranked university in the Caribbean. We have moved into the top 2% in Latin America and the Caribbean. So we have moved from the 3 percentile to the 2 percentile. This is phenomenal, phenomenal. And in the global rankings, we have moved into the top 4%. We have moved into the top 4% from the 5%. This is significant, climbing up the scores, up above and beyond other universities, moving up into the higher band. And this is where we are now.
Sir Hilary says the institution is not stopping there, as it has set targets to move further up in the Times higher education rankings within the next 2 to 3 years.
And we have determined that by the end of this strategic plan, 2022, we must be in the top 3 percentile. This is where we're going by the end of this planning cycle. And the next planning cycle will clearly have as a focus the top 2%. And by the end of that planning cycle, 5 years later, we will be in the top 1%. So this is where we are going. So we are preparing for this. It means, of course, the mobilization of our resources. One of the challenges we have had is in respect of our financial sustainability, because we were carrying on our balance sheets a very large public debt of government receivables. And the question was asked, with this very large body of government receivables owing to you, is it weakening your financial sustainability? And therefore, that's an important criterion.
A commercial bank pledges its support for small and medium-sized enterprises. Manager of Corporate Credit at Republic Bank Barbados Limited, Stacey Hemley, said the financial institution considered the sector critical to economic growth and as such would do what it could to assist.
For the Caribbean, SMEs are vital, not only as employers, but also as drivers of growth, innovation, and healthy competition. However, there can be a disconnect between the value of SMEs to the region's economic and social growth and the scarcity of resources available to guide and support SMEs in achieving said growth. Both the public and private sectors have a key role to play in filling these gaps. While banks play a primary role in making financing accessible, they also provide key advisory services that can be of use to both established and emerging SMEs. This is the intention behind the Republic SME Toolkit, which is itself an upgrade from its predecessor, launched in Barbados back in 2007, the Caribbean SME Toolkit portal, which was made possible through an exclusive partnership between Republic Bank and the International Finance Corporation, a member of the World Bank Group.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
It's Festive Friday at the Bridgetown Night Market at Pelican Craft Center. Kick off the weekend this Friday from 4 p.m. to midnight with loads of food, drinks, and entertainment. Get ready for Crop Over with the Rhythm Roots Street Parade. Party like it's Kadooman Day on the street around Pelican Village with costume reveler, music, and more. It's Festive Friday. It's Festive Friday at the Bridgetown Night Market at Pelican Village Center from 4 p.m. to midnight. Admission free.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To news from our regional neighbors, Trinidad's opposition United National Congress wants the Electoral and Boundaries Commission to launch a probe into what it describes as irregularities with the voters list in several marginal constituencies. We get more in this report from CNC3.
In an official statement, the UNC says it had been conducting its own house-to-house examination of the list of registered voters in each constituency, meeting each voter in person. According to the party's release, during the 4-year exercise, they discovered 1,684 inconsistencies and anomalies within the St. Joseph, Tunapuna, Moruga Tableland, and La Hokata Talparo constituencies. Quote, persons appearing on the list of registered voters were determined as not residing at the given voter address and/or having no historical links to the area. The release goes on to say that despite bringing the inconsistencies to the EBC's attention, the UNC is yet to receive an acknowledgement of its correspondence. The UNC says in light of the local government election carded for Monday, December 2nd, the EBC must carry out a probe into the abnormalities identified. The party is calling for a meeting with the EBC to deal with this and other issues.
And finally, a Brexit deal has been agreed between the UK and EU before a meeting of European leaders in Brussels. However, Prime Minister Boris Johnson still faces a battle to get the deal through Parliament on Saturday. The details of that story in this Reuters TV report.
UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson clinched a last-minute Brexit divorce deal on Thursday, one he and European Commission Chief Jean-Claude Juncker claim works for Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland's border issue.
This is a fair, a balanced agreement. It is testament to our commitment to finding solutions. It provides certainty where Brexit creates uncertainty. It protects the rights of our citizens, and it protects peace and stability on the island of Ireland.
Northern Ireland's Democratic Unionist Party, though, said it could not support the latest agreement. Johnson insists the new offer ticks the boxes for all parties.
It's a reasonable, fair outcome and reflects the large amount of work that's been undertaken by both sides. It means that Northern Ireland and every other part of the UK can take part not just in free trade deals, offering our tariffs, exporting our goods around the world, but it also means that we can take together as a single, united kingdom, decisions about our future, about our laws, our borders, our money, and how we want to run the UK.
The Prime Minister will face a vote on his new deal in a deeply divided Parliament on Saturday. Johnson needs at least 318 votes to be certain of victory in the 650-seat parliament.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit us at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. And you can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good evening.